So this is actually the beginning of my talk. So come on out, Kyle and Elise. Where are they? I know I want the choir to go up there, but that means you have to all walk up the stairs. We don't have an elevator. Okay, so Kyle, if you could just play softly just in the background before we start singing right now, while I just say. So our message today is about nothing's going to harm you. And I want to start with a quote by Ernest Holmes that says, "You are in God and God is in you." And you can change that name for whatever name you want, okay? There is no separation, only the illusion of separation. The divine presence is closer to you than your breath, nearer than your hands and your feet. So place your hand on your heart right now, if you choose, and take a deep breath. And just anchor your breathing there, slowing it down. The 6 counts in and 6 counts out. And whatever takes you to your heart space, for me it's gratitude, just takes me right there. And just in your mind's voice, not out loud necessarily, just within, just say, Spirit, Source, God, whatever I call it, is right here. And with each breath, I know that the divine is closer than my breath, nearer than my hands and my feet, nearer than the air.
It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. Feel the love dance around me. I've been touched by amazing grace. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed, it's already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. And I'm breathing, and I am filled with the Spirit. It is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy to my soul. And I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing on the wall, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. And I'm breathing, I am filled with the Spirit. It is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy, it is joy, it is joy to my soul. And I breathe out a simple prayer of and my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. Feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace, and all I ever wanted, all I ever needed is already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air.
Finishes. Take a deep breath again and recognize that that power and presence that is right where you are travels with you all day, forever and ever, expanding. Take another deep breath. Bring yourself back. Wiggle your toes and be here. So, here we are. I'm really called to stand as a light and a visionary and a leader during this shift. And I believe, I invite you all, don't have to be a minister to do this. Don't have to be a psychologist or a PhD or any of those things. You have everything within you to be a visionary and a leader and a truth teller and a embodiment of this spirit, this love. And you don't have to go anywhere to get it. It's right where you are. So last week I talked a little bit about Thich Nhat Hanh and his mission, and I know that when there's chaos in the world, and there's a lot of chaos right now, a lot of crazy things like that are happening, if you are awake to that. But what he said, and I really, truly, nobody could have had more chaos going around him. Well, there are others too, than he did. And he said, it's not outside you, it's in you. Nothing that's outside of you is not in you, it's in you. So that's why we can be visionaries and leaders and truth tellers and love beings and light beings, because what we're projecting out is felt. It's felt, and it's all in here. We don't have to go anywhere to get it. We just have to live it. And as Patrick was saying before, it takes practice. And Thich Nhat Hanh also said, a fish lives its whole life in water, yet if asked, where is the water, it might say, I don't know. Likewise, we live in the ultimate dimension, but we're not aware of it. So we talked a lot about that yesterday in Dawson's workshop, that it's here. We might be aware of it sometimes, and there might be people here that are aware of it all the time, and I say, wow, that's wonderful if you are. But it's here, and it's not going anywhere, and it's not, we don't have to go anywhere to get it. It's right here. It's right here. It's here. We're living in it. So but sometimes we could be like a fish in water that doesn't know that it's in water. It's just in water. So I believe that if we spend the sufficient time that we need to spend in practice every day, that we'll be there. We will be there all the time. And if we're not, we'll be so aware that we're not, that it will feel like it will not feel right. And we'll go, oh, okay, I need to get back. I need to get back to in here and remember that that's who I am, and remember that that's where all my power lies. So if you feel yourself, I believe that it is possible that a lot of people might be getting lost in all this chaos, but we don't have to. I'm just going to keep reiterating it every week, that we can be the leaders, we can be the ones that others say, oh my God, look at that person, she's so peaceful, she's so loving, when I'm near her, or him, I feel good, I feel like things are hopeful, I feel like there might be something I can do, maybe I can do what that person's doing and really be that light in the world, that love in the world. So it's just really important, I can't say it enough. So when we have, it's true, since we're all living in this one field, of quantum field, whatever you want to call it, one mind, we call it in the science of mind, it's all here, right? And it's infinite. It's so infinite, but sometimes we feel finite because we're not totally embodying it or aware of it, right? When we feel something, when we believe something, when we have a thought, it's felt. I totally, that's one of the things I love about my life, is that I self-examine all the time. And not in a way that's I'm beating myself up type of way. It's kind of like a big adventure, to figure things oh, why did that happen? That did not feel good. What's going on? So yesterday, the last couple of days, there was this car that decided to park in front of our house. And it's very kind of annoying because we like to use that spot, right? But it wasn't even that. So I looked in the car and it was all filled with stuff. It looked like something happened. I don't know what, but it was filled, the car was filled with all kinds of stuff, and it was trashed out, but it had 2 motorcycles in the back, which was weird. And so, what happened? Why did this person just leave this car? And it's been there for a few days. I haven't seen it. I put a sign on it, please move your car. So Patrick went out and, there's a reason for this story. Patrick went out and found, we said, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. There is a solution. There is a solution. And the solution isn't just tell that person to move their car. That's not the solution. It could be the solution, but it's not necessarily the solution, all right? There is a solution, and you have to kind of get out of the way of how it's going to happen. You got to just open up to this universal intelligence that flows through you and know that it knows the right way. So the first thing that happened is some guy, Patrick was out doing something, I don't know what, and he saw this guy and he goes, oh yeah, I know whose car that is. He was evicted or something, and he had to leave really quickly. So he left all his stuff, obviously, in the car, right? So he said, but I can get in touch with him, and I'll tell him he has to come move his car. So I was this morning when I woke up, I was okay, what's this all about? And I looked at all the clutter in the car, and I said to myself, you know what that is? It didn't happen on somebody else's front yard. It happened in your front yard. So you got to take responsibility for the fact that it's in your front yard. It's in your face. So I went, oh, this is just to remind me to get rid of my clutter, get rid of my beliefs that I don't want anymore. I'm all cluttered up still, so I need to move my mind to where I want it to be, and I don't need to ask that car to leave. It'll eventually leave because it's going to have to in some way, because I'm doing my work inside. And then, as far as the person is concerned, I treated for him. I just said, that's not very easy to be evicted. I mean, that must be an awful thing to be thrown out. I don't know what the situation is. So why can't we just come together and just say, hey, we know he's in his highest place. We know that maybe this is a chance for him to be free and to start his life anew, thinking the positive about it, so that perhaps that he'll feel that, he will feel it. And it will help his life be better because we're thinking high thoughts, not how did that crappy guy put a car in my, blah, 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 the triggers that Dawson talked about before yesterday that we go to right away when something happens and we feel like it's not fair. So this is just simple. This is so simple because, this idea that this little thing I'm giving you is a simple thing. There are obviously bigger things than people parking cars in front of your house. But we got to start somewhere. We got to start somewhere with the things, the little niggy things that bother us. And start to what's the highest thought you can think right now? Because you have to, Ernest Holmes says that, you got to start where you are. You can't start anywhere else. So you take your thought, whatever it is, and you raise it a little higher. And then it'll raise it again, and you'll raise it again. And pretty soon, you'll be living as one of those people that you want to live as. That's a beacon of light in the world. So we have something really special that we use called spiritual mind treatment. And I just want to mention it today because it's our way of shifting whatever's occurring to a higher frame of mind, a higher frame of belief. And we do it when we speak our word, and you can all do this because you're all practitioners in your own right. When we speak our word, we are not speaking into someone else's mind. We are speaking into the one mind. We are shifting the energy in the one mind with our word. And our word has power. Our word, backed by our belief, has power. It shifts things in our life when we embody that, when we believe it, and if we don't believe it, well then we need to treat for belief. We need to treat for belief. And it's affirmative. It's not like making something that's wrong right. It's remembering what's right and affirming it. And Ernest Holmes wrote this: when we treat, we do not wish. We don't wish. It's not a wish. We hope. We know. We know. That's why a practitioner will always say to you, this is what I know. Because we know. Because until you know, then nothing's going to change. And whatever it takes you to get to your know, K-N-O-W, whatever it takes you to get there, that's the embodiment. We do not dream. We don't dream in, we're not just sitting there dreaming about what's going to happen. We're actually stating it. This is so. This is what it is. This is so. We do not hope. We're not sitting there hoping. The most important thing is acceptance. If somebody's working with you, a practitioner is working with you, your receptivity is the most important thing, because you might not believe it. If somebody's actually helping you, you might not believe it, and that's not necessary. What's necessary is that you're receptive. So we have to be receptive and accepting of what the good is that we want, right? So, and then the other thing is, we don't pray, we announce. We're not beseeching anything. We're announcing from within that God self that we were just talking about what it is how we want to live. We're announcing it. It's already there. The field's there. The water's there. We're already in the water, okay? And then the next part is, this is the best part. We don't expect that something is going to happen. We believe that it's already happened. Because in dimensions, it's already happened. There's dimensions you get to choose from, how you want to live. And then if you want that dimension, hi, Quanta. If you don't know Quanta, this is our our beautiful centered cat. She was over at the Buddhists. She goes to the Buddhists at 9 o'clock and does their service with them. And then she's interdenominational. And then she comes back to us when we're here. Anyway, so where was I, Quanta? Okay, the part about it's already happened, that's where I'm going to end this. So the fact that it's already happened means that you don't have to make anything happen. What you have to do is accept that it's already happened, because it has. You're not creating anything. It's there's this quote by Ernest Holmes where he says there wasn't a bunch of flying cars up in, planes up in the sky, for people to pick out of the sky. No, somebody conceived it because they could conceive of something greater than riding a horse and driving a car and all of that, and then it came forth. So the acceptance and then the letting go, that's the most important part of treatment, is once you've done it, you've got to get out of the way of how it's going to happen. I got to get out of the way about how that car is going to move out of my driveway, front of our house. I just have to get out of the way and accept that it's already done. And it's done in my mind. And once it's done in your mind, it's done. And it sounds simple, and to tell you the truth, it really is. It's very simple. It's simple, and we make it into like a really big deal when it's really simple. So we have a responsibility, and we can take it or not take it, to start thinking and believing the highest thoughts for our country, for our world, for all of it, so that we can be those people that they look back on and they say, wow, there was that group of people, and if it hadn't been for them, I don't know what would have happened to all of us. So we can be those people. And we are, right now. So let's just take a deep breath and recognize that we are. We are those beautiful, amazing people. Those beings of light, of love, of energy, of source. And it's already done. It's already happened. We have shifted. We have shifted. We have shifted. And so I just bless us, and I give thanks for us. And I know whatever path we're on, that we have everything within us. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, as every spiritual teacher has said, everything is right here where we are that will take us from step to step to step to step, starting right where we are. So I bless it, and I just release my word as law. I let it be with a deep breath, and so it is.